Hi there, great and glorious, soon to be famous one day, Nick Dutch, back on the camera again. First thing in the morning with a nice cup of tea, just going through a few YouTube videos. We got one with Liber, Anarchy in it. Relax, okay? Relax. This is not like one of those YouTube politics things going on if we got to find like a little semantic meaning here and then we got to like argue about it. We don't have to do that. I pointed out before, you look at things in a slightly different way than me, but it's okay because you're still trying to work out what's really true. You're still rational. You're not one of these people who just got their head so far up their own backside they're staring through their own belly button, alright, which a lot of people out there are. Because people like use the misrepresentations as being the thing which defines what they think is real about the particular subject. You got the misrepresentations laid down by the media. You got the misrepresentations laid down by the JREF. You got the misrepresentations laid down by literalist fundamentalist Wiccans. Or the misrepresentations laid down by people who are wearing green velvet and black. If you get my drift, and I think you know who those people are. So, one of the main driving forces behind the bulk of all the media that's been going out on this YouTube channel has been me trying to fight against all that rubbish and to try and get people to think about the subject from an objective, rational stance, which I've found very difficult. Alright, because there's still people who come to me with like, the literalist fundamentalist Christian interpretations. No, you've got to do this and it's only Jesus who can help find a way, but they don't quite realize that, this was given to me as a gift by a very kind chap in the church that I go to. But I'm still Nick Dutch. I still do the same things that I've been doing for years. And that's never going to change because I don't see a problem with it. And if someone does see a problem with it, then essentially they're just a literalist and they can fuck off. And you got people within the pagan community saying, no, you got to, worship this god, or you got to do this thing in one particular traditional way. Well, they're just only saying that to make their own little culture stronger, and not necessarily to try and help people find out what's true. Sorry, this is turning into a bit of a rant, but I enjoy ranting. It's cathartic for me, and it helps to put people out there on a good footing, to stop them from thinking complete horseshit. And then, there's religious bullying within paganism and the New Age movement and even spiritual healing groups, okay? Just as there is in literalist fundamentalist Christianity. And all the other little weird cults. Self-development cults are full of it as well. And something's got to be done about self-development cults to try and stop them from being quite as bad. And also motivational groups and some, therapeutic type settings. Because all these things just like destroy what these things could be about. And I just hope that in my tiny little corner of the world, which Nick Dutch inhabits, I'm actually doing a drop of good. Okay? Just to try and help people think, be a little more objective and not be worried and fearful and paranoid, because being in that state of mind does not help. People often think that when they think about something, that must be true, or when they have developed a belief, that belief, whatever it is, must be true or the truth, or what makes most sense to them at the time has to be the facts. It's not true. Okay, we can develop points of view, and those points of view can be wrong. All of us. Even like the most educated people in the world can have a point of view about something which could be desperately wrong. And they have to take responsibility. We all have to take responsibility over challenging our own ideas. And doing the best that we can to do it. And if we feel emotionally bad, well, then there's ways within our societies which we can use to sort these things out. Unfortunately, sometimes they cost money, but there's still ways of doing them. And sometimes you got to go to your doctor who can point you towards a free or cheap or, subsidized form of therapy or assistance, depending upon whatever problem it is you've got. We're in a very damaged world with lots of very damaged people in it. And helping people see what's real can be difficult, because you sometimes don't want to hurt them. You don't want to hurt them. I mean, my rants can't be taken too seriously by some people, because I'm just someone who's ranting, okay? So that's like a safe way of attacking some stupid ideas. But if I was to turn around to someone and say, well, actually, no, your boyfriend or your ex never actually loved you, ever. They just treated you like a mistress, or like a prostitute, because that's all they wanted from you, and they just used their language rather than paying to try and get whatever it is they wanted from you, then, you end up getting the results of, and they can't handle it, despite the fact it might be the hard and fast objective truth of the situation. And that's difficult. That's difficult for me personally. And when it comes to matters of spirituality, same kind of problem, the intellectual problem, is there as well, because people hang on to things, okay? They latch onto an idea. No, there must be ghosts, or there must be karma. Well, we don't know. We just don't know. But there's always someone out there who'll say, yes, there is karma, and yes, there are ghosts. Rather than saying something which I personally would say is more likely to be true, namely there are certain strange experiences which seem to suggest karma, or seem to suggest ghosts. But they're just strange experiences which have certain cultural phenomena associated with them. You know what I mean? So just see what you can do. I'm going to shoot off now and get more tea, and I'll speak to you again soon. God bless.